Again to K12 Challenge. Today we had to continue back to back two interviews. So she's Akanksha joining us. Akanksha, to tell about her, she's a bubbly girl and she has brought many awards to her school, and she also does interschool recitation competitions. She also has her own podcast in Google Podcast, Apple, and the topic is everything everywhere. So you can always go ahead and watch that. She does a fabulous job in that. And before I could tell more about her, let's hear from her. So Akanksha, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Akanksha Dey and I'm a podcaster and rectangle artist. I started this podcast as I'm very curious. I like to know about things. When I go and research this stuff, I always feel like there is so many things that the world has to know. There are so many things from so many places which we think are like, okay, this is common, but if we combine them up in one place, it could be super huge and super informative. This is why I started this podcast.
That's nice. So anything else apart from podcast, what you do?
Sometimes, off time, I like to bake.
Okay. So from when did you start, doing all this? Like, what inspired you, or what made you do this?
Well, podcast was because like recently I got into listening a lot of podcasts and then I thought since this is my style and I'm liking it, maybe even I should try it myself. This is
Okay.
why I went on the internet, I wrote my script and then I started making this.
So I'll play the video for them so that people get to know, how you do it. Yeah. So they'll listen to your voice and we'll play this video for them.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and germs, of course. This is the first episode of the podcast. Yay! Sorry for that really random and really loud yay. So, since this is the first episode of the podcast, I decided to go with the topic many of us love. As you can tell by the title, it's food. Personally, I'm a foodie, and so what better way to start this episode than to talk about something so common but change your total perspective on it. Trust me, after this episode, you're going to see food in a more unique way. And disclaimer, do not listen to this podcast episode while eating. Food is that one thing which is highly debatable, yet somehow enjoyable and likable at the same time. Maybe because it fits our own uniqueness, perspective, and most importantly, taste. Now, before we jump ahead, I'd like to ask you guys a question. A very simple question. You've got a strong stomach, as in a way where it could handle some of the most unique cuisines from around the world? You might reconsider once you've heard this podcast.
So you have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
So that's really good what you're doing. And apart from this, she's also good in craft and she likes dancing, swimming, and she's all-time foodie. So these are the other hobbies what she has, and she also loves to travel at the same time. So which class are you, Akanksha?
I'm actually in 6th grade.
Sixth grade. And how old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. Okay. So I have few questions for you, a rapid fire round. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
Okay. So the first question for you. What is your favorite part of the day?
Well, it's the morning.
And
Because
why do you?
because I get a lot of things done in morning and it's way easier. So I like the morning more.
Okay. So what do you play at school? And what do you talk the whole day in school?
Well, usually I like to indulge in all of this weird stuff where we talk, is the time travel theory actually possible? How do we prove this? How is this justified? And well, I like to swim a lot in school and I do play chess in school.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do with your friends?
Well, we mostly talk and stick together at school.
Okay. So do you miss them?
Yes, of course, a lot.
Okay. So do you happen to talk to them every day over the phone, or how is it that you communicate with them right now?
We either text with each other if we're really busy, or we talk to each other on the phone like a video call. Every important event, we all talk to each other.
Okay. So the next question for you. Were you kind to someone in this week?
Yes.
What did you do?
My mother, I helped her.
Like in what ways? You have to tell me.
I helped her cook.
Okay, that's good. So do you know cooking because you love to eat?
Yes, mainly because I get to experiment.
Okay. So what's your favorite food that you like?
Well, mostly I like to eat this dry fish my parents make and an
Okay.
omelette. I'm obsessed with omelets.
So you don't mind eating it every day?
No,
Okay. So the next question for you. What are you proud of?
as in,
Like in what? Are you proud of something that you did?
well, I'm proud of taking a risk in starting this podcast.
Okay, that's a good one. So the next question, if you could be an animal, okay, which animal would you be and
A
why?
koala, because I find them really cute and they live a very relaxed life.
Okay. So what is one thing that you are really not good at?
Sports.
Sports. So you don't like sports at all?
No,
Not even one sport?
no.
Okay. Do you swim at least?
Yes, I swim. I
Oh,
like swimming.
you like swimming. Okay. So who's the nicest person you have come across?
My parents,
Apart from your parents, every child tells their parents are the best. So apart from your parents, who's that someone that you like the most?
my friends.
No, give me a name, like whom you know. Maybe your
Well,
relatives or anybody, but give me a name.
I actually have two people.
Okay.
One is Lasya and the other one is Dia. These two are my best friends.
Okay. And why do you like them?
Well, because these two are a lot like me. They understand me and they have the same qualities as me, so we get along really well.
Okay. So what is one best quality about your mom and one best quality about your dad that you want to share with us?
My dad is very hardworking and whatever he sets his mind to, he completes it. And my mom is super amazing and manages everything at home as well as working in office.
Okay. So whom are you alike? Mom or your
Like,
dad?
well, mostly in looks, I'm mostly alike to my dad, but sometimes in traits, I'm alike to my mom.
Okay. So the next question for you. What is your favorite dessert?
There are too many, but I'll go with chocolate cake.
Okay. The next question for you. What is the one movie that you can watch over and over again?
It would be Artemis Fowl.
Mm-hmm. And
That's the one.
what do you like about that movie?
Well, I just like that it has so many like mystical creatures and like the whole little fairy world. I'm always into these fantasies and urban legends, so I really enjoyed that movie.
Oh, okay. So Akanksha, what would you do if do you like animals?
Yes.
Okay, what would you do if a lion or a tiger comes front of you?
Well, my brain wouldn't process that much at the time, so I just pretend dead. Lie down and pretend dead.
That's a good one. Okay. The other question for you is, what is one thing that you hate people asking you?
Akanksha, how are you left-handed? How do you write with left hand?
Oh, are you a lefty?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you answer them?
I just say this very simply and very calmly. How are you right-handed? How do you write with right hand? Please explain to me.
That's a good answer that you give. Okay. So, do you have any questions to ask us?
No.
Okay. So we are done with the rapid fire round, and I want. I also heard that you can draw, and also, are you? Would you like to show any of your drawings that you
Sure.
wanted to? Yeah,
Yes. This is a rectangle owl that I have made. It's a little bit modernized, so it doesn't look like the typical owl pattern that we see in drawings.
that's nice.
I do a lot of sketching and pens, so I drew this. I enjoy drawing, so I drew this. This is a skeleton with a rose. Now, this has a very symbolic meaning to it. Usually, this this sort of a picture means that even life after death, you still remember the happiest moments with you. After this, I have this butterfly. I tried something new and experienced something new. So I did rectangle patterns in the little frames that you see here with a lot of shading and pen work. These are all my drawings.
So, Akanksha, from when did you start learning painting and sketching or drawing?
Well, since the age of 3, when I actually developed how to use a pencil, I'd always just draw these random scribbles. The
Okay.
more I grew older, the more I started to see other people. I saw people drawing in front of me, and I tried drawing it like them. So I tried replicating. Then my parents decided to give me an art class since they think that I have potential to draw. And right now I'm here drawing all of this stuff.
That's really wonderful. So, would you like to talk anything more about your podcast? What you're doing? Would you like people to go ahead and subscribe for it? What message would you like to pass?
Well, I'd like to tell you guys that usually more podcasts give you a certain topic of interest, but in my podcast, I would like to let you all know about different things from around the world, and of course, change your total perspective on it so that after listening to my podcast, hope you see the world in a more unique way. And my podcast is available on every podcast station you like to listen to, so please go subscribe to that.
Well, thank you so much for that message. So, friends, please like and comment for Akanksha, and we also would be sharing her YouTube links and her page as well after the show. So, please go ahead and subscribe for it. And thank you so much, Akanksha, for coming on K12 Challenge. And
Thank you so much.
thank you, friends, and keep watching K12 Challenge. And please encourage the kids who are really doing a fantastic job. Thank you. Bye, Akanksha.
Thank, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.